About now. All right, Wednesday practice. It was mostly good. We're trying to deal with crowd noise in practice, so there were a few things that we got to keep getting better at. It's really hard to get the cadence just right when it's loud, and so we are blasting it. So we're getting used to noise, that's for sure. And we'll get some more tomorrow, and it'll help us clean that up. But overall, it was a good day. Felt like our scouts really gave good effort. I think it helps to have this kind of weather and this kind of temperature. But they know how important that their job is, and they really, almost every day, done a great job. There's been a few rough spots, but really do appreciate the work those kids do for us. Well, with that, I'll let y'all ask the questions. I'm not sure what you want to know.
Any particular reason you didn't practice on grass today?
It's just too slick.
Too slick.
Those fields are they're just too wet still. I mean, 15 days of rain, and I was hoping that from yesterday and today that it would be dry enough, but with ryegrass there, and it's just still being so moist, we're just afraid somebody's slipping. Matter of fact, they said our kickers went up there and worked, and I guess 3 of them slipped and landed on their rear end just from kicking.
Oh, right.
So we probably made the right decision. I was thinking tomorrow for sure, but if it's that slick, we may not. You don't want a guy to pull a groin or something trying to go full speed on the wet. It's a good question, by the way.
It was such a nice day in the field. So
Oh, yeah,
she hadn't used them in a long time.
I said, let's take a picture of it,
Yeah.
at least, because they do look great, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Whoever lined those fields did an outstanding job, by the way. Those lines are very straight. I've seen some crooked ones around here, so not anytime lately, but.
You've been coaching with Coach Lilly for a while, and you knew him back at Florida State.
That's right.
What's the advantage of having a guy that you've known for so long, maybe on your staff, kind of him or BMAC maybe?
Well, I mean, just guys you know, and guys you have been through a lot with, and guys that you know. When you coach that long together, you have a friendship, because there's a lot of things we do socially as well. I say a lot. We'll do some coaches trips together, and we have family nights. You just get to know people better. You get to know their families a little bit better over time, and that's a big part of it. And Coach Lilly, like you said, and I have been. The thing that Coach Lilly and I had is a little bit different relationship, because I wasn't head coach at Florida State. I was kind of in the trenches with him as an offensive coach. So there's that camaraderie that's a little bit different than it is now, because it's just, when you're the head coach, it's just a little bit different.
Is it good to have a little consistency maybe in the certain units? I mean, he's
Oh,
been
yeah.
tight ends for 7 years.
Yeah, he's done a great job and helped us out on the special teams as well. And yeah, there's no doubt he's done a good job for us.
Coach, in the Wild Dog formation, many times you have Grayson Lambert lining up at wide receiver. What is the advantage of that as opposed to maybe a different wide receiver that
Right.
might poise it better?
Well, one thing is somebody's got to call the play. So if you got guys that aren't used to calling plays in the huddle, and if you don't have a QB in there, then that's an issue. The other thing is if people see you come off the sideline with no QB in the game, then they're pretty sure what they're going to see. Where, if you huddle and then break the huddle, you're not sure until, the last little bit whether it's going to be a traditional play or some kind of wild dog play. So those are some of the reasons. I've never seen anybody just not cover the quarterback, and maybe somebody will one day, but for right now, they do still put somebody out there, and our QBs are really good receivers, so you better guard them.
You mentioned that Terry, you got some playmaker Terry to throw the ball out of the Wild Dog. Now, he played a little bit of quarterback in high school. What do you remember from the way he played quarterback?
Just a very good athlete who can run all those types of plays that people do run from the wild dog, but also he throws a nice tight spiral, you know. I remember he could spin it pretty good.
What do you make of the kind of year that Marshall Morgan's having? It seems like he's had couple of uncharacteristic type misses.
Yeah, up and down. Most of his misses were slightly right or left. He hasn't yanked many. You know what I'm saying? That ball starts going sideways and hooks, and you're like, what in the world? But most of them have just been off slightly. Most of them are still end over end. Most of them get height right away. Not all of them, because he's made a couple that were kind of going sideways. You know, I actually looked at his career. I don't know how I got to looking at his career, but you know, year one it was kind of a struggle for a freshman. Year two was the one that he really hit, I don't know, 85, 90%, whatever it was. Hit, I think 18 in a row at one time, or 22, I don't know what it was, some kind of SEC record of consecutive makes. And then last year was better than the first year, but not quite as good. It was more in the 70% range, 75% range. And he's kind of hovering around there right now. So he just hasn't been quite as consistent as I've seen him. But it hasn't been a horrible year by any stretch. But we just hope he finishes strong, and those percentages will go up. And if he finishes strong, it'll help us win here at the end.
Coach, is there any indication on how long Sonny's going to have to wear the cast on his hand?
Well, I think the cast will get modified over time. You got to have a really hard shell on it in the beginning until it heals down enough. And we X-ray every so often just to see how the healing's going. And then somewhere along the line, it'll be a little bit less, and then a little bit less, and then nothing. So it just, usually when you talk about bones, you're talking about 4 to 6 weeks of healing time. And you know, this one, it's one of the bones, metacarpals, right? Is that what that is? Metacarpal? Metatarsals on your foot, by the way, if you didn't know that. But anyway, so if that's the bone, it had a little bit of a diagonal crack to it, and sometimes they'll shift on you when they have that diagonal crack, but this one thankfully didn't shift, but it was at an angle that it could if you don't protect it. So it's getting better and stronger, but it's not quite ready for just a padding.